Very good morning here from Dubai. Welcome to a brand new episode of Breaking News. I think I have to really think about if I rename those morning streams maybe to something like morning streams or morning show, right? Let me know in the comments, what do you think? So what a week for space industry, right? We have seen Virgin Orbit trying to send I didn't have the picture right here, but Virgin Orbit just tried to put the rocket and fly from the sky with the rocket attached to a 747, and this didn't work out. Then SpaceX yesterday, a historic day, trying to send two astronauts to the ISS, didn't work out. So yeah, unfortunately, so it's not the easy industry, I have to say. It's one of the hardest industries, and therefore just a couple of handful people, billionaires that reach this status can afford to make this attempt. However, I think it's a huge step for humanity, and that's why it's so important to do this. But let's talk about one of our investments, Virgin Galactic. And Virgin Galactic is a quite new stock on the market, and therefore you will see a lot of volatility into the stock, okay? So yesterday, obviously, I believe that the most driver of the 7% plus again, right, was because of SpaceX. This gives the stock so much exposure, so much confirmation to people that space is real, guys, okay? And therefore I think that this was the main driver. And then obviously when the attempt of SpaceX was revised or rescheduled to Saturday, the stock lost, here it's mentioning on my iPhone app, 2% negative, but I think it even dropped to minus 3% or 3.5%. So you see, when SpaceX even has nothing to do with the overall company of Virgin, same with Virgin Orbit, has nothing to do with Virgin Galactic. At least they just have the same shareholder of Richard Branson, but otherwise, two different companies. And you see here that SpaceX couldn't make it yesterday, and this affect negatively the stock of Virgin Galactic. So you see, that Virgin Galactic is quite volatile, and this is because, first of all, it's a very small cap company. I want to go with you inside the stock right now and have a look how does it look like. By the way, the futures for today looks very positive. Not very, but quite positive for this morning. We have a market cap of only $3.686 billion. So, very, compared to other big companies out there, this is a very small cap company. And therefore, you can imagine always that this kind of news can really highly impact positively or negatively quite drastically, and therefore this something like investing in this kind of early stage ventures is always attached to this kind of volatility, okay? So don't expect gradually going up or down. It's more of 10, 20, 30% in a very short time in one or the other direction. So I want to go with you just quickly and show you the different times it went up and down. So you can see here that about, I think it was this is November, I think somewhere here in October, they had their IPO. And then basically they went up from about $7.50 up to $37. And I have to say, there was not big news, guys. They make their tests, they make their Q1, they said they have a lot of clients that want to go to space, but there was no first flight, there was no first, I don't know, paying customers that pay the full amount or anything similar that can justify this kind of high rise of the stock. However, the overall market was very, very positive, right? We was in the biggest bull market ever. And therefore, this is also then a driver for the growth stocks that, can bring a lot of growth for the cheap capital that is available. Now, you see here, then we dropped quite significantly from $37 to about $10.50 when we had the recent lows mid of March. So you see how volatile the stock is. I mean, a lot of stocks lost a lot, but this is about, I would say, almost 75%, right? So if you are not ready to have this kind of volatility, then maybe Virgin Galactic stock is not yet something for you. My personal opinion. In my personal opinion, I would love to have the stock, losing 50% since I bought it, because then I would buy just much more. I'm so convinced by the vision of Virgin Galactic and the overall setup, right? The cash in the bank, the team, the marketing, the uniqueness and monopoly of the business right now, the recession and health crisis resistance of the business, because the financial profile of the clients doesn't care if the ticket is 200,000, 300,000 or 400,000. And therefore I believe once the first flights are happening, especially the very first flight with Richard Branson, then we will have a really big jump into the stock. However, this is short term. Long term, I think it's a very interesting business model. And very, very long term, you will also see that this company will have supersonic flights, right? So if this is interesting for you guys, then make sure to check this stock out. Then I have here two technical levels, the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average, something that I always look into when buying stocks or when to go into stocks. I have one golden rule, actually. I was very close to go inside Virgin Galactic yesterday when it dropped like around after in the afternoon. But I said, today seems to be a quite good day on the stock market, and you don't go on good days in the stock market. It's like, going into the supermarket and you buy one, so you look for special offers, right? So there's like a small golden rule for myself that I established, that even when I do dollar averaging into a position, I always wait, okay, this day is very positive, the stock is up 3%, I'm waiting maybe 1 or 2 days. I'm flexible there, and then invest in a small, in a negative day. I just feel better for myself. So small gimmicks that you took over in the last couple of years, and therefore I think this is quite interesting. So here, two, let's say, levels here with the moving averages is at 16.11. And then the other one is 14.11. So those two should have some kind of resistance. As you can see here, it bounced off the 200 moving average. Then here, when it crossed, it quite had a bullish run until 20, then it fell below, right? Then and it's somewhere trading now in between those two moving average, and yesterday it broke out here. So I think if maybe today the stock goes down 3-4%, maybe I will load up some Virgin Galactic. So I will let you know, guys. So If you have any question to Virgin Galactic, as always, let me know in the comments where you are watching from in the comments as well. And let me have a look. I think that's it. I think that's it for this morning. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I see you later with much more content on this channel. Subscribe if you're new here. Thank you very much for watching, and be ready for takeoff.